Hey girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Brannygiz. Today I wanted to do something different and bring to you a story time video. I was kind of debating whether I should bring you a video on my life, but the only story time I think that is on my channel is the one where my aunt talked about the homeless lady being in her car. So if you haven't seen that video, you might want to check it out. I think it's in a vlog, so that's probably why. So without further ado, let's get started. Before I give you the deep stories, I think I'm going to start out kind of light. And this one I think is kind of light because I wasn't really attached to this guy, but it's about a guy that I worked with. He got a girl pregnant while we were on the job together. And I'm going to start out with my birthday. I was dating a particular guy who works for me, and he was supposed to pick me up for my birthday to take me out to dinner. He did, but let's rewind. He was supposed to come at my house around 3 or 4 p.m. Mind you, the sun had went down and it was about 7, and we were supposed to go, I'm getting nervous talking about this. I don't know why. He was supposed to pick me up around 3 p.m. and he showed up at my house around like 7, and I was mad. I was mad because I'm like, the day is almost over with, and he showed up, and I asked him why was he late, but I didn't want to show that I was mad, and he was like, I was looking for you a birthday gift and blah blah blah. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking this must be some hell of a gift. And we got in the car and we drove to River Oaks to, I think it's I want to say Outback, if I'm not mistaken, either Outback or some other restaurant. All I know is it was a restaurant that had that black bread. So you guys that visit a lot of restaurants might know what I'm talking about. In any event, the meal was great. The conversation was decent, and he was like, okay, here's your gift. So he told me to open up the bag, and I opened up the bag and I seen it was from Carson's, and I looked in the box and my mouth freaking dropped. I looked, and do you know this boy got me a jersey, a football jersey for my birthday. Now let's rewind. I heard in February, my birthday is in October, but I remember listening to the radio in February, and a caller had called in and said if a guy gets you a non-romantic gift and you guys are dating, that's like a red flag. And I always had that in the back of my mind. And let's fast forward. So I'm at the dinner table and I see this box, and he gave me a football jersey. Now I'm not even into football. I like sports, but football is not like a sport that I watch on television. And my mouth dropped, and I'm like, I know he did not buy me a jersey. And he said, well, open the other box. So I opened the other box thinking that it was going to be something better, and he bought the turtleneck that goes underneath with the football logo on the neck. And I was just like, I was so pissed. I couldn't, well, I think I ate all my food, but I think it was dessert. And when I seen that, I was just like ready to go. So I remember telling him, okay, I'm ready to go, because he already pissed me off because he was late picking me up. But the second part was I got a gift that I just didn't like, and that's just me. If I don't like it, I think my facial expressions show. You know, that's just always been me. My facial expressions get me into a lot of trouble, but I just did not like the gift. So I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. So he's like, well, I see you just don't like the gift, and I used my Carson's card to get this gift. And I'm like, it took you all day to get something like this? This is something you get your homie. You don't get, you know, to me, you don't get a girl something like that you are dating. So let's fast forward. I went home, told him to drop me off. Days went on, and we were working at this it's not a department store, it's something like a Kmart, but I shouldn't even say the name of the place, but I worked there and my cousin worked there, and I worked in the customer service, and I also worked in the layaway department. She was the type of person that if you got a hairstyle, she wanted to get the hairstyle. So I noticed she I had blonde hair back then, and I noticed that she went from black and she changed it to like, it was like an orangey brassy color to the color that I have. And I noticed she started, I don't know if you all remember back in the day, the Coach wallets that were out with the tag that you would put in the back of your pocket. Well, we used to wear that in high school, and the tag would be dangling out. Well, she started, because I had a red one, and she put hers in the back of her pocket as well. And I would wear my little gold chains because I thought I was cute, and she would have her little gold chain. And I'm like, this girl is like copying me for some reason, but whatever. And I didn't think nothing of it. So there was another girl. She was a cashier. Her name was T, and she was cool, real cool, down to earth. And she said, she asked me while we were on break, she was like, how many kids do Jay have? I almost said his name. She's like, how many kids does Jay have? And I'm like, one son that I know of. And she was like, are you sure? And so every time I come to work, she would always say this. And the girl that always tried to be like me, I noticed that she was pregnant. And I was like, oh, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. She seemed kind of standoffish, like irritated. Like, the girl T was steady asking me, how many? And I'm like, why you keep on asking me that? Is this something that you want to tell me? And, you know, for me, it seems like people always want to throw subliminal messages, or like on the sly, throw little messages. And, you know, sometimes I get them and sometimes I don't. You just need to come out and stop tiptoeing around the situation and just tell me exactly what you are trying to tell me. So I remember cornering her in the break room / locker room, and I was like, tell me what you trying to tell. So she was like, okay, well, you got to make sure that you got to promise me you won't tell Jay. And so I was like, okay, what is it? She goes, Jerome. She goes, Jay got a baby on the way. And I'm like, what? She was like, you know that girl in the ladies department? And I'm like, yeah. She said, that's his baby. Oh, really? So at this point, I'm like, you're lying. She was like, no, I'm not lying. And she's a credible source. She don't go around, you know, making stuff up. And I was just like, my heart dropped, like, really? And by that time, I think I landed a new job somewhere else. And I started working at that place that we worked together at on the weekends, and like, I think like once during the week. And so I finally brought it to him. I had asked him and he denied it. I think I brought it to him over the phone. He had denied it. He kept asking me who told me this, who told me this. He was more concerned about who told, rather than, you know, who is this lying on me? You know, he never did say that. He just kept saying who told. And so he just seemed kind of guilty. And I remember when I started my new job and I came back to that job, I didn't see the girl anymore, and they said that she had went off. She ended up having the baby. And so I remember his mother, she wanted to get a paternity test done, so she paid for it. And he kept saying that it wasn't his baby. So finally, I'm like, well, why is your mother, I'm going a little bit ahead of myself. But T was telling me that I worked the 3 to 9 shift. So when I got off at 9 o'clock, they, which is the guy that I was dating, and the girl would get off at 10 o'clock, along with my cousin. So he would drop my cousin off first and then drop her off. But he would drop my cousin off and then drop the girl off. And I didn't think nothing of him because he was just that type of guy. He was just one of those outgoing, friendly guys. If somebody needed a ride, he would give them a ride. And she told me, she says, when you get off at 9 o'clock, they wait. And then at 10 o'clock, they all punch out. And he would take her home all the time. So he told me over the phone when I had asked him, I'm like, are you seeing this girl? And he was like, no, I'm not seeing that girl. He said, the only thing I did was take her home. She invited me to an apartment and we smoked some weed together. And I'm like, hold up. So you went to her house? And he was like, yeah, she invited me to her house for some free weed, so I smoked it. And he said he don't remember anything else after that. And I'm like, really? I said, okay. So I started like bagging away from him, because I'm not the type of girl that really wants to stay with a guy that is messing around on me. I just feel like I'm better than that. So days went on, and I was starting my new job. I was excited about that, so that kind of like consumed me. And I had asked him, is that his baby? And he was like, my mother is doing a paternity test. She gonna pay for it. She's paying for the paternity test to see if it's mine or not. And I'm like, you son of a... So to make a long story short, I was like, you know what, I can't deal with you, because you're not even worth it. And how can I put it? Just seeing what's out there other than the store that we was at, is just let me know you're not even worth it, dude. Why am I with you? You know, I wasn't feeling the birthday situation, and to make matters worse, you trying to play me for this girl. You know, and she was kind of like homely looking anyway, and she trying to look like me, be like me. That just like was like an insult, just in my opinion. And you know what, I just wanted to say that you guys got to be careful. Like, that's why I don't really get attached to women, because although I do have a few women friends, I don't have any best friends or anything. Do I trust women? The ones that are in my circle, yes. But if somebody just popped up out of nowhere and tried to be my friend, I always want to know, what is your motive? That's just how I always been. I am not the type of female that allows women to come over my house and, you know, stuff like that. I never was like that. I'm more so of a loner, and maybe because of that situation, as that is one of the reasons why I am the way I am. Because, you know, females are very slick snakes. Some females are very slick, and I was kind of naive to the situation, but I'm glad that I learned at a young age. I went through it, and it taught me a lot. The guy, I did cut ties with him. I remember him trying to get back with me like later on, because I had got a better job, and I had asked him again, was that his baby, and he denied that it wasn't his. And I was just like, boy, you are a bum. And he just didn't understand why I didn't want to be with him. And I'm like, you're not even worth it, you know. So that is my story time of the guy who cheated on me with the girl at our job. And do I think that was his child? I don't know. I never seen the child. Really don't care. Didn't really care to see him. I was young at the time, and I thought that I was just kind of like better than that. I just knew that I was better than that, so it didn't even really matter. So yep, that is my story. I hope you guys were interested and I didn't bore you. I have a lot of stories, because I have been through a lot. There's a lot of stories that I do want to share with you all that are tripped out, but I need to know if you're interested. So thumbs this video up. Let me know if you do want to see more videos like this. Thumbs the video up. Let me know down in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, you guys have a good one. Bye bye.